Hi everyone and welcome. Today we're going to talk about the 5 not so obvious signs that it's time to look for a new job. Now we're all pretty familiar with the obvious ones, the ones where we feel undervalued or where we feel like we're being overlooked for promotions or where we're not fulfilling our potential. And while those are painful things to potentially realize, they usually at least lead us to take action and look for a new job. But there are 5 not so obvious signs that hopefully, if you're aware of and can evaluate, could lead you to taking action earlier. So before we dive into the 5, I do just want to say that each one of these signs in and of themselves isn't an alarm bell going off saying you must look for a new job. What it is just an indication. You want to make sure that these are also things that are happening habitually and that they're pervasive. If they're happening once in a rare while, it also doesn't mean anything, but it's the fact that they're habitual that will cause you to think of them as that alarm bell going off, that maybe something really does need your attention. And that may or may not be in your work life, but work may be just one of those areas that you want to look into. So, number 1 is you're having a harder time getting out of bed in the morning. And it stands to reason that if you are unhappy at work, even subconsciously, you're going to have a harder time getting out of bed. So really pay attention in the mornings to how you're feeling and what you think that cause of not being able to get out of bed might be coming from. Number 2 is late night binge watching. We've all been there. I've been there. Usually regretted it the next morning when I'm so exhausted. However, if you are using this as an escape on a habitual basis or as a way to extend your waking day so that you can prolong the feeling of having to wake up and go to work, it's something to look into. Number 3 is having just a little bit more to drink in the evenings. Now, it's that little bit that's hard to catch because obviously if it were a big bit, it would be obvious to you and to probably everybody else. However, that little bit, whether it's having an extra glass on your own or even with friends, can be a sign that you're trying to escape something and a way of relieving stress. And that stress may be something you're aware of or it may be something you're not at all aware of. And number 4 is, are you more lethargic than you normally are? Now, the reason why this is important is because if you are actually taking energy from your reserves to kind of help you get through that day, help you survive that day, whether you're aware of it or not. Remember, you don't have to be aware of exerting energy to actually be exerting energy, especially mental energy and emotional energy. Take a look at where your energy is coming from and how you're using your energy, and if that's an indication that maybe something needs to change. And finally, number 5, daydreaming. There's nothing wrong with daydreaming. It's a great thing to do, and it can be very motivating. However, usually, in the best of circumstances, the things we daydream about, we're actually able to take action on and fulfill eventually. Now, if you're daydreaming about things that are so out of your reach and completely unattainable, there's a sense of hopelessness to that. And it's not going to be something that ends up making you feel better, but actually worse. So you're going to want to take a look to what it is you're daydreaming about and why. If you are experiencing any of these on a habitual level, it definitely merits some deeper exploration. Thank you, and I hope you'll watch another video.